Before Friends became one of the biggest shows in TV history, Season 1 was basically 6 emotionally unstable people destroying their own lives in New York. You had Ross secretly suffering over Rachel, Rachel pretending adulthood wasn't terrifying, Joey confidently saying the dumbest things ever, and Chandler using sarcasm like it paid his rent. But the craziest part? This season somehow turned awkward conversations, failed relationships, and complete chaos into one of the most addictive sitcoms ever made. And honestly, some of the funniest and most iconic Friends moments happened right here in Season 1. 1. Rachel running away from her wedding. The show literally starts with Rachel escaping her own wedding in a giant wedding dress. And somehow, instead of being dramatic, it becomes hilarious instantly, because Rachel realizes she has absolutely no idea how real life works. This girl goes from luxury and rich parties to struggling over coffee money. And the funniest part? The group basically adopts her like a confused lost puppy. 2. Ross was down horrendous. All season, Season 1, Ross might actually be one of the saddest sitcom characters ever. This man spent almost the entire season emotionally suffering over Rachel. Every episode feels like, man, maybe today Ross finally tells her the truth. And every single time, something goes wrong. Sometimes he panics, sometimes he gets interrupted. Sometimes Chandler ruins the moment with a joke. Meanwhile, Rachel is completely clueless while Ross is basically fighting for his life emotionally. 3. Chandler's sarcasm was carrying the group. Let's be honest, Chandler probably had the funniest lines in Season 1. The man could turn any awkward moment into comedy. Someone starts crying, joke. Relationship falling apart, joke. Complete emotional disaster, even bigger joke. But what made Chandler great was that underneath all the sarcasm, he was just as insecure and awkward as everybody else, which made him feel weirdly real. 4. Joey accidentally becoming comedy gold. Nobody in Season 1 had confidence like Joey. The problem? Half the time he had absolutely no clue what was happening. Joey would say something completely ridiculous, then stand there looking proud of himself while the rest of the group questioned reality. And somehow, that made him even more lovable. Honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the entire season happened because Joey's brain is moving at 2% speed. 5. Monica, slowly losing her mind. Monica spent Season 1 trying to keep everything under control. Her apartment, her kitchen, her relationships, her friends, and every time something small went wrong, she reacted like New York was about to explode. Honestly, Monica wasn't just organized, she treated cleaning like a military operation. 6. Marcel the monkey was pure chaos. Yes, Ross actually owned a monkey, and somehow Friends made that feel normal. Marcel spends half the season causing destruction everywhere. He steals things, escapes randomly, ruins Monica's stuff. At one point, the group is seriously trying to solve monkey-related problems like it's completely normal human behavior. 7. Why the group felt so real. The secret reason Friends worked wasn't just the jokes, it was the chemistry. The interruptions felt real. The awkward silences felt real. The jealousy felt real. These characters constantly embarrassed themselves, roasted each other, and ruined situations accidentally. But at the end of the day, they still cared about each other. That's what made people emotionally attached to the group. 8. The ending that changed the entire show, and then comes the Season 1 finale, where Friends suddenly stops feeling like just a comedy. Rachel finally realizes Ross has loved her the whole time, so she rushes to the airport to confess her feelings before he comes back from China. And for 1 second, you genuinely think this is finally the happy ending, but then Ross walks out of the airport with another woman, and suddenly the entire vibe of the show changes. Now it's awkward, painful, complicated, and honestly, that final moment is what truly made people addicted to Ross and Rachel. Ending. And that's why Friends Season 1 still feels special decades later. The jokes were hilarious, the relationships were messy, and literally nobody had their life together. But somehow, that chaos made the show feel real. And once people connected to these characters, they never stopped watching. If you want more Friends breakdowns, hidden details, and funniest moments from the later seasons, make sure to subscribe because the drama only gets crazier from here.